Okay, I guess
Yeah,
you
I
are.
hit it.
I
Yeah.
guess you're ready because we're live
And
now.
we are live.
So I'm not giving you an A+ for communication today. All right.
What is going on, LBHT crew, Ravens Nation, Panthers Nation? How we feeling?
You know, I feel a certain kind of way about it because
Mm.
the Panthers just be taking these impromptu buys and they don't say anything. Like I thought they had a game this week. And then I show up on Sunday ready to watch, and turns out no, they're off. And they
I
just got
think
Atlanta next week.
let's start on the Panthers real quick, while everybody comes in here. Alaskan man, what's going on? Thanks for coming through.
What's up,
Appreciate you.
Alaska?
Hey, Slim, we're gonna talk about this 30-13 MVP. Oh, we're gonna talk about that.
He was tired, man.
He was tired.
Leave him alone.
You know, Anthony Richardson didn't know that was okay. That was an excuse you could use, but apparently that's good for Josh Allen. Anywho, it's Yolanda. What's going on, Yolanda?
Yolanda?
Thanks for coming through. Ravens Talk with Yolanda. They were live. Yolanda and Hendel were live. They live streamed the whole game. So if you didn't see their reaction, you didn't see that play-by-play, go check them out. Ravens Talk with Yolanda and the Road Pod. Go subscribe to both channels. Danity's in the house. Salute, Danity. Appreciate you coming through. Yes.
Hello,
welcome
Danity.
to the chat. Hit the like and subscribe button as you enter. Super chat is available and the Cash App, $ LBHTShow. Appreciate you. B, the Panthers lost. This is disappointing, right? Like, I thought even with the sloppy game, which it can happen when you're playing a division game, I figured you win that game. What's up, Nitro? Appreciate you coming through. The Wonder King Show. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. But I figured you pull it out. But man, like, you guys didn't play well. And I mean, look, we like Bryce Young. We're high on Bryce Young than a lot of Panthers Nation right now. But this wasn't a good game for him. And look, it is what it is. But I'm not. I still have faith in Bryce Young as a whole. But man, this is just a bad game all around.
Yeah, the reality is they got shut out because even on that first drive where they scored the touchdown, Bryce threw an interception and just came back on a penalty. So I mean, they basically got blanked. They couldn't get the run game going. Dowdle or Hubbard, they couldn't do anything in the pass game, and the defense held up for the most part. They let some drives go on longer than they should have. They weren't able to get enough pressure on Tyler Shuck. They weren't able to bring him down as much as they should have. But they didn't give up a whole lot of points, unless you talk about J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn, who gave up 2 touchdowns.
And that is why J.C. Horn is in the thumbnail.
Two of the 2 touchdowns that the New Orleans Saints scored.
Yeah,
it was a bad day. Like I said, all the way around. This is a very, very, very disappointing loss. You can't have these kind of losses if you expect to be a good team.
Which, okay, and we talked about it. They're not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at this team. I said, okay, they're going to be up and down. They are going to have games like they had last week where you stun the Packers at home, and then you're going to, and sometimes you're just going to have games like this, right? Like, it's just going to be that kind of season.
Yeah, but the Saints are too bad to play as poorly as they did.
Yes. Well, that's a consistency thing.
You have to be able to perform to at least a certain level every week.
I think this is what happens. Yes, they do. They do. And this is where you start to find out who you can trust on your team, who you can't, right? Who you can keep and who is going to go.
I know we can't trust Xavier Leggett. I know that.
Okay. But I mean, that's why you play these seasons, right? It's frustrating going through it because you see sparks and you're like, oh, well, we can make the playoffs, which he still can. We're at 500 now.
Well, yeah, and that's the only silver lining from today. Everybody in the South lost except for obviously the Saints, so they didn't lose any ground on Tampa Bay. Shout out to Tampa Bay though for getting Travion Henderson on track. I really needed that for my fantasy team. Yeah. I'm not getting the points out of my quarterbacks right now, so I needed that little boost from Travion. But yeah, no, the Tampa Bay. Sorry, if I've got that, then yeah, that and $5 will give me a coffee. Tampa Bay lost. Atlanta lost in overtime to the Colts this morning, and then obviously Carolina lost. And the Saints aren't a threat to anybody. That win got them to 2-8. So nothing really changed in the division race today, except Carolina let what should have been an easy win get away. Like they should be one game back now, but they're still two. So
Yeah, but it's not over. And even listen, this is not a year where you're trying to win a Super Bowl, right? If you make the playoffs, that's great. But that's not really the expectation, right? Like you want to get better. You're already better than last year,
mhm.
you know. You want to see the team improve some more, and then the end of the year, then you assess who you keeping, where you need to get better. Next year is really the year where you really want to hit the ground running,
Yeah.
you know.
And they're looking at Panthers, a lot of people are saying edge rusher is their biggest need because they have not been able to get pressure on the quarterback. And I agree to an extent. They haven't been able to. Obviously, they're one of the worst teams in the league in terms of pressuring the quarterback. But I think Scourton and Princely will get there, and I think they can kind of supplement those guys in free agency. But obviously, if they're in a position to get a top tier edge rusher, they should go ahead and do that. But wide receiver is still got to be right up there at the top of their needs, because you look at Tetaroa, who is obviously the number one and has been performing like it all year long. Outside of him, I don't think anybody got there today. But coming into today, no one else had 200 yards receiving on this team.
Right.
So they have to. They are in desperate need of more pass catchers, guys who can catch the ball and make something happen. They just don't have it right now. Jimmy Horn has shown sparks here and there. They were in the red zone today. They handed him the ball, dropped it, kicked it right to New Orleans. So and those are the kind of things that you cannot have.
Yeah.
If you're a team at like Carolina.
Yeah.
The Saints gave them many, many, many opportunities to get back in the game and win the game, and they would not take them.
Yeah. Look, tough loss, but you bounce back. You can bounce back next week. Who do you play next week? Is it the Jets? Atlanta. You play Atlanta. Now, listen, Atlanta and Game Too Easy is in the chat. Tough loss today, Game Too Easy. Says, but Falcons pissed me off. Stupid ass DB tried to deflect the pass instead of just tackling on 4th and 2. Yes. But the defense kept you in the game. I think, look, I like Michael Penix. He had some bad passes that should have been touchdowns. All right. Underthrown passes. One was for Kyle Pitts. The other one, I can't remember who it was for, but touchdowns. You score those touchdowns. There's no overtime. You just flat out win. Win. But that happens with young quarterbacks. It's fine. I had picked the Falcons to beat the Colts, but that's all right. Tough loss. Next week's gonna be a big. Yeah, Nitro says Atlanta has been hit or miss. That's the Panthers too. They're hit or miss. That's why next week's game is going to be so interesting.
Well, they're hit or miss until they play Atlanta. Like Game Too Easy is in here saying not happening, right? But the reality is Bryce Young has started 4 games against Atlanta and he's 3-1. Like Atlanta is his personal get right team.
This is get right game.
Listen. He doesn't throw a very high percentage, right, against anybody but Atlanta. I'm just saying he's completed 79% of his passes against Atlanta. He's got 3 wins to 1 loss just against Atlanta. Like those are his boys right there. He loves them. So
they love him apparently.
So still looking forward to next week's game. But just very, very disappointed in the way they came out to play today.
Definitely. This was one of those games. Like you get this win, you're riding high. You're right there, competing for the division, and that changes things. But again, two things that I thought they should have done this season. One, should have played a lot more in preseason. You play a lot more in preseason, I think they get the win over the Jaguars. They definitely beat the Cardinals, right? They had 2 extra wins right there, and also they should have made a trade before the trade deadline.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think that there was a good trade out there for them in terms of just the value, and I think it's kind of the way it played out. And I understand not wanting to move future picks, where they're at right now, But yeah, no, I mean they certainly could have helped themselves. Spirit of Justice says lost to the Saints. Damn, yeah, still a game better than you though. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
laugh if you like.
Spirit of Justice. We're not. One more week. We're not there yet.
One more week and you'll get to where Carolina is right now.
Yeah,
potentially. But yeah, Boba T. I feel like the Panthers need to make a couple splash signings, surround Young with veteran talent. They absolutely do need to go out and get. And that's why we all kind of were pointing at T. Higgins to be the guy that they really went after and signed this offseason to be that number one receiver. But, the Bengals, for once in their life, did the right thing, didn't let him get out the building. I don't know why this was the time they chose to do right. But, they had to kind of look and see who's going to be available this offseason. But, yeah, they absolutely need to get much better talent on the offense around Young. They need to get better talent in spots on the defense as well. But the defense, I think, is better off talent-wise than the offense right now. Xavier Legette, I mean, he's just not it, I don't think. Jalen Coker, I think we're still giving him a grace period. He just came back from injury, trying to get into form. And, Jimmy Horn hasn't had a ton of opportunities. You like what you see there, but you're not expecting that to turn into a consistent, number two receiver every single week with what he's doing.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah,
not yet. He still needs a lot of developing. What's going on, Killers? Is Ola Jose and mucho gusto, Brodny.
Nice to meet you, Ken. Every single week.
And shout out to Josh Hoffman in the chat. Just Aloe is in here. Salute to you, Daniel Franklin. Salute. Who else did I miss? I think I got everybody. Yeah, look. That's look, tough loss, but you're still at 500. The Ravens are battling to get to 500. Good win today for the Ravens. The Ravens win 27-19. It was a sloppy game.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely got bailed out by Vikings being it had to be one of the historically sloppier games for the Vikings. I'm not sure how many penalties they ended with, but I know they had 9 false starts.
Right.
That is, 9 false starts.
9 false starts, a couple of interceptions, and a fumble on a kick return.
Two. They almost lost a second.
I know,
one.
But I mean, they lost one fumble on the kick return. So they gave you 3 turnovers, had a bunch of penalties that you shouldn't have at home. Why are you false starting at home 9 times?
Yes,
they're a talented team, but that's why the quarterback is the most important position in the game, because J.J. McCarthy, I don't think, is it. And he played like he wasn't it today.
Well, so this is what we talked about on Wednesday when we were previewing this game. They beat the Lions in Detroit last week. Very impressive, which made me a little nervous. Like, oh man, this team could beat us. But when I went and looked at the game, J.J. McCarthy didn't play great.
No.
He didn't play great. And I was like, okay, well, we could still attack the quarterback. That's where we get it done. And it was a good strategy. I think the coaching was pretty good in this game, right? I think Zach Orr did a good job game planning. They didn't let Justin Jefferson get involved at all. They stayed, they kept him bottled up. They got a couple of pass interference calls, but that's fine. I'll take that as long as he doesn't get going.
They also got a couple of interceptions where they targeted Justin Jefferson. So
yes, yeah. So you frustrate that young quarterback. He's going to make mistakes. There was Roquan had an interception that they called it back, but that was still a good play that I want to see from him. I even with bad teams, we are playing bad teams. Let's make no mistakes, right? If these were better teams, we probably lose these games these last 2 weeks. Okay, yeah. But these are the games that can help you get on the right track, especially for defense. The turnovers help. It helps build confidence, right? Mm-hmm. It helps them not second guess themselves. And I think that's what's missing from this defense. Like before, they're kind of a little too hesitant to jump on passes, jump on plays. You get a few turnovers, you get more confident, you play a little bit more loose. So I'm hoping this carries into later on in the season when we play tougher teams. And we got a super chat from Runzel Holton. Hey, salute. Says Gilman shut me up this week. Love the intensity. Yeah, he had a drop interception.
Gilman's a good player. Like I didn't hate that part of the trade. I thought they shouldn't have traded Oweh, but getting Gilman back was great. He's a very, very solid player. But like you said, that's the thing about these past few games, and I expect Baltimore to keep winning, but they're playing bad teams, and they're not looking great. And so I feel like if they are playing, like you said, if they're playing better teams every week, that we wouldn't like these outcomes as much. But you play who's in front of you, who's on the schedule, and they've got a stretch of about 9 or 10 not very good teams in a row. So if they can knock all of those out, they're going to take that division.
But to be fair, what's good these days? I don't know.
Yeah,
up and down.
These are bad teams. Like Seattle's good, right?
Like
the Chiefs are good. Like Seattle, the last I checked, they were up 35-7 at the end of the first half. Like there are teams that are playing very well, and then there's teams like Minnesota who are there one week and not there another. And
but my point is, even the good teams are losing to these bad teams. The Vikings just beat Detroit at Detroit. Hold on, let me finish my point. They just beat Detroit. The Bills just got stomped out by Miami, who we just beat up on the week before, right? Like this is that kind of, like we talked about, this is a weird year where anybody can be beat.
Bobatee says the Ravens can't run the ball inside. Major issue. Thank you very much, and very true. And we know why that is. But no, there aren't any great teams in the NFL. The Bills are not. They're not even one of the upper tier teams. So that's the thing. Like I said, right now you got the Colts, you got the Chiefs, you got the Seahawks, you got Tampa Bay, you got New England. They're all the Eagles are. They're kind of there, but they're not playing great every week, but they are extremely talented.
Yes.
But the people on Baltimore's schedule right now are not in that super talented group. True. And they're not in the playing well group, which is fine. Like I said, you get your wins where you can get them, and they have a long stretch of those teams, so they should be able to keep winning. They should be able to, like saying, keep building their confidence. I'm not building the confidence with them. Is all. I don't expect them to be able to translate this into wins against like the actual top teams in the league.
We'll see. And salute to Purple Rain Podcast is our guy Sutton. Says, "What up, LBHT? Good dub today. Hey, shout out to you, man. Appreciate you coming through." I think you have to, like you said, just beat the teams in front of you, get to the playoffs. It's one game at a time. And because this is that kind of year where anybody could be beat, it could, like the year we won, the last time we won a Super Bowl, we were not the best team in the league. No. We were one game away from not making the playoffs, right? That year when the first Eli I think it's the Eli Manning Super Bowl. I think that's when he beat the undefeated Patriots. They were one game away from missing the playoffs. Right. They were 9-7. Yeah, it's one of those things where just keep playing, get into the playoffs, and then like when they say it's a different season, it's a different season. So that's where I'm at right now. And we got another super chat. Hey, appreciate you, Runzel.
Thank you very much.
Says we need to use Keaton more. First half, 4 rushes, average 7.8 yards. Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be this difficult to figure out. Right? Like he plays well every time he plays. Every time he gets the ball, he gains yards. He makes a positive impact, and they're just like, I don't know. I don't trust it yet.
All right, back to the bench.
It runs out. Thank you again. It makes Derrick Henry more efficient in the second half. It does that, obviously, because it keeps Derrick fresher. I mean, he was slipping all over the place in the second half of the game, but also. Keaton Mitchell is just a talented player who can make explosive plays for you. And again, they're an offense that is missing explosive plays a lot of times. Tez Walker's not in the lineup anymore for reasons. They don't really involve Justice Hill anymore, even though he had a great season last year and did provide a bit of that for reasons. Isaiah Likely is worthless anytime Mark Andrews is Isaiah Likely's kryptonite. So he hasn't been worth anything.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to get Zay is the only guy they can go to right now, and outside of Lamar and Derek, Zay is the only one they can get the ball to and think, hey, maybe he'll make something happen.
Something can happen. Yeah. Look, we usually only do this for the Cash App and the Streamlabs donations. We only use this animation for those, but our man Ronzel hit us with 3 super chats in a row. So you get this animation, my friend.
Thank you very much. Ronzel. Appreciate it. He said, but it's hard for John. Hey, apparently it's hard for Todd too. Okay. It's hard for all of them. And Josh, thank you so much. Appreciate you. No message there, obviously. If you meant to put something in there, just put it in the chat. We'll go ahead and read that. Thank you very much.
And I need to mention, because we have a goal here. Man, are we going to hit the goal? Look, this all your proceeds go to, because we like to support foundations over here. This foundation is going to Make Falele Elite Foundation. Okay, go to the Make Falele Elite Foundation.
So y'all work hard, you guys deserve it. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you. It. Thank you. If you watched Coach Evans' stream over on Sip Tally Films, as I did, he was very disturbed by the performance of Falele. So much so that he said, I gotta stop calling him terrible. I had to find other words to describe how bad he is. So he went and looked up synonyms for terrible and read off a whole dictionary full of words to describe how bad Falele was playing.
You know that I've always been a fan of Falele. I thought that was a good pick. I liked him in college. I thought he was going to be a good tackle, and I thought that, hey, sometimes offensive linemen just take a little while. They take a few years to kind of develop, and he's just going in the wrong direction, man. Like I don't understand how you can be that big and that timid. I don't know. Kwame says, let's hit the goal. # make Falele elite. Thank you very much, Kwame. But I just don't understand. Like he's huge. He's huge. He's a mountain out there, and that's part of why I liked Orlando Brown, and I wanted Orlando Brown in Carolina, because I was like, hey, even if you can't get your hands on the dude, it's going to take him a minute to run around you.
You got to take up some space.
And Falele is that times 10, and he moves out the way for people.
Literally moves out the way.
Dallas Turner got that penalty for sacking Lamar, which was ridiculous. I hate that. I hate those penalties. All he did was tackle him. Like they say he picked him up and slammed him. No, Lamar jumped into his arms. Whatever. That's neither here nor there. Falele, and I'm not even saying that this was Falele's guy. Like it may not have been. He kind of looked like he was passing him off to Rosengarten, but he just kind of tapped him and it was like, off you go. And then Rosengarten looked at him and tapped him on the other side and was like, right this way, sir. And like it was just unabated. Nobody tried to stop him from getting to Lamar.
So our older brother Omar, shout out to Omar. He's not watching, but I remember we got into an argument. He doesn't watch football, all right? But I remember he was showing us this video of this rugby player, this big Samoan dude who was just trucking through people. And he was saying how, like, yeah, this guy, if he played in the NFL, he'd run through people. And we're like, no, he wouldn't. And we were trying to explain to him that's not how football works, right? Like everybody is that. I was like, oh, everybody's that size, everybody's that strong, and the people that are his size are stronger and faster than him. And I think that guy actually ended up playing. Like he got a workout. Of course, he didn't make it. But all that to say is like that's Falele, right? Like he's that guy. He looks like the guy. He looks like, oh yeah, he could be a force. But he doesn't know how to play football. Stop it, B.
I don't know what you want me to stop. Like but thank you again. Appreciate it. I don't understand. Like I don't know, man. I'm in a space today where I'm very disappointed with everyone. What's up?
Shout out to our brother Omar.
Yeah, Omar fleeced Ferris for a jersey at our meet and greet. He didn't, please. But I'm just very, very disappointed in a lot of people today. Most of them play for Carolina, to be fair. But I saw that in Baltimore, and I'm like, yo, what are you doing, man? Like, have some pride, right? Like, even again, we talked about this before. Like, if you can't physically do it, you can't physically do it. That's not your fault that you're out there. That's the coaches and the GM for putting players out there who can't actually get the job done, right? That is not the case with Daniel Falele. Yeah, there's no way you're that big and you can't physically do it.
Right.
Just and like, when I say have some pride, I'm like, you're blocking for one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Whether you like Lamar Jackson or not, whether you think they should have won by now, whether you think he needs to play better in the playoffs, blah blah blah, whatever it is, you can't deny that through the first 8 years of his career, he's been one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game.
Like,
just hold the guy, tackle him if you have to. They ain't gonna call it every time.
It's not B. We're not even at the point where we're talking about hold the guy. We do that with guys that are smaller, that aren't that strong. He's not touching people, right? Like, we need you to get in front of somebody. You see the other jersey. Even if you pick up the wrong guy, that's progress. But not picking up.
Well, no. You know what? I'm gonna stop you right there because that's not fair. Because I do remember, and we talked about this, a time where he went after a block and he did not pick up the right guy, and y'all crushed him for that just because he happened to hit Linderbaum. Right?
No, it has to be the other jersey.
He was aiming for the Chief, all right, and he missed and he hit Tyler.
Oh my God.
And then that guy ended up getting the tackle on Lamar. But I'm saying that was progress. And I told you at the time, you can't have it both ways. You can't tell him go out there and find somebody to block and then say, no, don't do that.
That brings up my other point. Does he need LASIK surgery?
You know what he needs? I fully believe what he actually needs. I'm not joking at all about this. He needs a coach like Sean McVay or a coach to do to him what Sean McVay did to Jared Goff, which was just bully him. You don't know, Sean McVay verbally bullied and abused Jared Goff, trying to get him to show some fight, trying to get him to essentially yell back at him, to push back. He needs somebody who can get under his skin and get him angry. And then he needs to go out there and play. John Henderson, the D tackle for the Jaguars for a long time. Great player. I'm sure you've all seen the clip. Before games, they had somebody whose job it was to go and slap him in the face multiple times until he got really mad. And then he would go out and play and he would just be angry. They need something like that with Falele. He's too timid. He's not playing angry, and he's too big and too strong to go out there and not be mauling people. Like I said, you don't have to be the most skilled. You don't have to make every single block, blah, blah, blah. But I want to see you flatten somebody at some point.
Yeah.
Right?
But so, I put out, I've been putting out a lot more shorts lately, but one of the shorts is going viral on Twitter, of all places, was where you broke down why EDC needs to be fired, right? Mm-hmm. He did a terrible job building this O-line, gets Lamar hurt, right? You draft a safety and an edge rusher, and the O-line is still failing Lamar. And you say, okay, well, here's how we fix it. We trade for a safety and an edge rusher and keep the O-line exactly how it is. Yes, the pass rush isn't exactly where we want it to be. We want the defense to tighten up. So we're making all the moves on the defense to tighten up those things to play better. But you're doing absolutely nothing to the O-line. Like, Owe was still productive, right? Like, Owe wasn't going out there and just getting washed.
Right. He was getting pressure pretty consistently.
Yeah.
And they said, but that was just about them not wanting to pay him. Like, they weren't going to re-sign him. So they said, hey, let's get him out of here. Let's get something for him.
Yeah. But my thing is, it's putrid, the guard play. We're talking about Falele, but Voorhees is just as bad.
Yeah. He's just smaller.
Right? Yeah. He doesn't have the viral moments of just, not touching anybody, but he's just as bad. The guard play is horrible. And they're doing absolutely nothing to address it. They're not even acknowledging that it's a problem. Right?
Yeah.
Like you got Warhop, can't even sit there with a straight face and tell you, and he's sitting there telling you
better every day, bro.
They're getting better every day. I don't see any problem. Nothing to see here. Like, that's disgusting. And yes, man, like you're doing absolutely nothing out there. Yes, the defense is playing a little bit better, and games like this, thank goodness they're forcing turnovers. But that's why I said moving forward, it has to be on the defensive side. You're putting a lot of pressure on the defense to close out these games because we can't even sustain drives when we have the lead. Because I was looking at that today. Slightly better O-line play, we could run out that clock, but we couldn't even do that. They're crushing Derrick Henry in the backfield.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is what it is now. The only way we could possibly get better is if what's his name? Vincent. Is that the?
Yeah, he was Carson Vincent was activated today in favor of Noteboom.
Well, he's tackle, isn't he? Is he a tackle or a guard?
He's a tackle, but I imagine they would be able to play him guard as well. But they have him. They have Emory Jones. They have Ben Cleveland. We need to see 2 out of the 3 of them on the field, and just figure it out. I mean, in reality, you need to see all 3 of them, then you pick 2 of them. But they need to start playing.
Or look, there is a third option. All right, we have 2. We're 2 super chats away. All right, and if you didn't see what the foundation is going towards, it's going towards the Make Falele Elite Foundation. All right, we're gonna contribute to that. We're gonna call them up. Talk about hiring a personal trainer, a life coach, something, right? Motivational speaker, something to make this man elite because B, he's not that far away. They're not that far away. That's what Warhop said.
That's facts. Chaos says Voorhees was a 7th round pick. Falele was a 3rd. Falele was a 4th round pick, but also doesn't matter. They're several years into their NFL career. They just are what they are now. You know what they are right now? They're both undrafted at this point. Doesn't matter what you pick.
Listen, I mean, I'm not sure if he's saying that as an excuse. I'm not sure if he's trying to make the excuse for it, but there ain't no excuse when you decide to put them out as starters, because that's why we said that from the jump that don't give me that Voorhees talk. Don't give me that, oh, we're good at guard because we got Andrew Voorhees. Andrew Voorhees literally showed you nothing to make you think that he could be a starter in the league. Falele did. Falele played really good as a right tackle in Minnesota, right? So you saw potential there. You said, okay, well, he's going to play guard. Okay, we'll see. Voorhees was hurt, right? Yeah, you gotta go, go back in the archives to see when he was healthy again. When he played USC, and I think he had some good take then. But that was a long time ago. We drafted him. He was hurt.
Yeah.
Right. So that was strictly off of their gut instinct. Right. They liked the interview. They related with him, and they said, well, we think he's gonna. We like his attitude. He's somebody that could come in here and give us good football play. And they put all this faith in him, and they projected. That's projection, right? He hasn't shown us anything. He hasn't earned anything.
Yeah, and all of that is fine, right up until the point where you put him out there and he doesn't play well, and then you keep him out there.
Yes.
Every player is projection. Right, you don't know what any of these guys are going to be that coming out of college, so you have to project and say, hey, I think this is where this guy could be in X number of years, and it's been X number of years, and if this is what you thought he would be, then you should be fired because you said, hey, I think he's going to be hot garbage at left guard. Let's roll with that for a couple years. That's awful. You can't do that.
What's going on, Coach? Coach, I was just talking about how you had to pull out the dictionary and find some synonyms for the word terrible to describe Daniel Falele. He was so angry. Coach was so angry, man. It was 2 back-to-back with blocks, and then Voorhees followed it up. Like, they were the dynamic duo today. They were the dynamic duo. What's going on, Bazel? Salute. Thanks for coming through. Bazel? Man, he says, I do agree. Both suck. Yeah. Chaos. Yeah. All that being said, got the win. And I don't care if the ugly wins, right? They got the win. In in Minnesota, which isn't an easy place to go and win.
First time Baltimore's won there, apparently.
Yes. I didn't
Only
even
the
know
third
that.
time they've played there, but still.
Yeah. Matt D says the problem is that the ones who can fix this thinks this O-line is great. Yeah. Tracy is here. What's going on, Tracy?
What's up,
Thanks
Tracy?
for coming through. Appreciate you. Going cheap at guard is fine, but these guys are bad. Yeah, cheap doesn't have to necessarily mean bad. It doesn't have to mean bad. And why would you go cheap on the O-line? That tells me that you like even Ozzy didn't go this cheap on the O-line.
Hey, listen, if you can, go ahead. If you can find the talent for cheap, do it. You can't, Eric. you can't. You've proven that over and over. And you know, actually, most of the league can't. You know, that's why if you go and look, like Bleacher Report, I think it was, put out an article with the top, like 3 needs for every team going into the draft. Projecting to next year. If I had to go back and read it again, but I want to say at least 19 or 20 of them had O-line on there, because there aren't enough good O-linemen. There aren't enough good O-line coaches, which is why I always tell you, like, you can't fix an O-line problem in season because nobody's going to give you a good O-lineman.
Nope.
But that's also why you can't wait until the 3rd round to pick one who is hurt.
Right.
And if you're Eric DaCosta, you can't wait until the draft to fix that problem. You need to fix that problem in free agency. You need to pay somebody. That's all there is to it.
But no, they spent all of their, and we're going to talk more about this on Wednesday. But the rumor was they were working the phones trying to get a top edge rusher and just couldn't make it happen. Mm-hmm. They were working up until the deadline and things just fell through. You know what's going on. You know what it is. Back in the day, when Ozzy was a GM, Ozzy did a good job fleecing people. Right? When he made trades, he got really good value for the players he brought in. Mm-hmm. Ozzy, during the season, got us a starting left tackle. Yeah. Right? That was not,
center, I believe, during season, right? Matt Burke, wasn't that in season?
I don't remember. Maybe.
He did the left tackle thing twice.
Was it mid-season? I think
I know Eugene Monroe was in season, and
yeah.
I thought Brian McKinney was as well.
Could be. I have to go back and look. But I remember Eugene Monroe because he wasn't advertised as being available. Right? Like he was a starting left tackle.
Oh, and off season. Okay. Yeah.
Off season. Okay. But Eugene Monroe, like when he made that trade, I was like, what? Right. Didn't know he was available. But that's why when we be talking, I say, you have to make calls and find out what teams are feeling about their players, because you don't know.
No.
Right. You don't know, and teams aren't going to just put it out there until you call and make offers. But EDC feels like I have to win the trade. I know that's what he's thinking, because a lot of us, when we play fancy football and whatnot, like a lot of people do that. When they want to make trades, they don't want to do a fair trade. They want to feel like
this trade feels pretty even. Reject.
I think EDC is doing that too much, and you can't do that nowadays when there's too much information out there. Even for the bad GMs out there are some bad GMs out there. Even for the bad GMs out there, you have a bunch of people like Matt Waldman, Matt Harmon. Yeah, they put out all this information, and they tell you the value of these guys. They know exactly what the value is for these players. You can't fleece them the way you do. You have to adjust the way you think, but he's just too stuck in his ways, which is why he doesn't get these trades done anymore. Yeah. And we got another super chat. Salute to Wandering Raven TV. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much. He says, my contribution to whatever is needed to get 77 and 72 replaced. Without the game and clear 8 and 22, that's Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, don't feel comfortable behind them. 22 was trying to bounce everything outside. Yeah, and that was towards the end of the game. He slipped on a couple plays in a row trying to bounce stuff out. And it's criminal. Again, we say this all the time, but it is criminal to say, hey, we've got the best quarterback in the league, because I don't want to hear your arguments. That's what Lamar Jackson is. He is the best quarterback in the NFL. And you've got one of the best running backs in the league for the past decade in Derrick Henry, and you say, you know what? We don't need a competent O-line. Thank you very much, Yolanda. Just get Falele off my team, or at least put him on the bench, please and thank you. So polite, so polite.
Well,
thank you, Yolanda.
Well, this was going towards help making him elite. This is for make Falele Elite Foundation.
Well, but
or get him off the bench, or get him off the team.
It's not specific. He can be an elite teammate.
Yes, yes.
He can be an elite scout team guy.
Elite. Listen, I think we hit our goal. Appreciate y'all. So I'm gonna get y'all one of these. Yes. Appreciate that, man. You guys are really showing love today. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
You know what this is, right?
What?
You know why?
Why?
This is like the first time that Baltimore's won and Carolina didn't, and they just all have to hear about the Panthers, and they're in a good mood. Whatever. All right, it's fine.
Yes, thank you, Danny, for encouraging people, and thank you all for the super chats.
Thank you,
really appreciate it. Let's see. Okay, but yes, no, EDC has that problem of I want to win the deal instead of just I want to improve this team. You don't have to win deals when you're this close to winning a Super Bowl. Well, at least in your mind, you are, right? Get what you need to improve the team.
I was so tired. You ain't lying to me.
Hey, speaking of tired, just to change gears real quick. Speaking of tired, your reigning MVP, Josh Allen,
reigning and defending.
Apparently, he was too tired to mount the comeback today. Is that what they said? Is that what they said during the game?
I wasn't watching the game itself, but I saw somebody say that is the excuse that they gave for an interception he threw late, is that he was tired. But he threw that interception, and he had a lost fumble as well. But he did throw for 300 yards while he was scoring 13 points on the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, the Bills got the brakes beaten off them.
A team both Baltimore and Carolina beat.
Yeah.
Tua the Dolphins didn't even play that well. Like Tua threw 2 interceptions. Like
he started out with the interception. I heard.
Yeah, he did. I saw them take the lead, and I was so happy. I was like, "Yo, Tua, my guy!" I pulled up the box score, touchdown, and an interception. I was like, "God." But Devin Achane ran all over Buffalo. My man went 22 carries, 174 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Yikes!
And you're right, B. Like Buffalo's not one of those top teams.
No. They have Josh. They have James Cook. That's it. That's the list.
That's it. Which is why all the Ravens need to do, like the team. Let's just be real about it. The team that we really have, it's always been this way for 7 years. The team to beat is the Chiefs. The road to the Super Bowl in AFC goes through Kansas City.
Yeah.
The rest of these in Kansas City has their moments too, but the rest of these teams, just get your mind right and you can beat them. Yeah. That's all it is. And the Ravens' approach has to be one game at a time, which is why I'm happy about this game. It was a sloppy game, but they didn't panic. They went out there and played, and they got the win. You let the other team panic with their 9 false starts. I'm not sure how many penalties it was total.
A couple of interceptions and the fumble on the kickoff return.
Yeah, let them do that. Yeah, let that happen to them. You go out there and play your game, and they got to do the same thing next week. I know it's the Browns. I know they lost to the Jets, but man, listen, man, Myles Garrett is Myles Garrett.
Yes.
All Myles Garrett needs to do is shift over to the inside and say, hey, move over. I
just want to point something out real quick because you brought up Myles Garrett, and there was a person on Twitter who responded to one of our clips talking about them turning down 3 first-round picks for Myles Garrett, and they said you don't trade the greatest defensive lineman to ever play the game, regardless. And so I just wanted to take a moment to make sure that you all know that Myles Garrett is not the greatest defensive lineman to ever play the game. Right? Now, phenomenal player,
Yeah.
day one Hall of Fame guy, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. Incredible defensive lineman. But he's not even the best defensive lineman of his era. That would be Aaron Donald.
I'm about to say, when did he surpass Aaron Donald?
And he's certainly not the best defensive lineman of all time because we've all seen Reggie White play, right?
Right.
Most of us haven't seen, but we've all heard about Deacon Jones, right? Like, you just stop, please, just stop. Not this though. Keep doing this. Thank you very much, Donovan Carter. No one. Okay. No one hums the ground quite like 77. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hey, shout out to Noah watching over on
keeping it
Facebook
PG,
too, man.
okay? Thank you for that as well.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, shout out to the people watching on Facebook. Noah just hit the like over there. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So wherever you're watching, hit that like button, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right. We really appreciate you. The Flex Zone's in the house.
Saying, what's up, Flex?
What's up,
I see a couple people saying Lawrence Taylor, but Lawrence Taylor is not a defensive lineman. So
no. We're just talking about defensive linemen, not players, just linemen. Yeah, and even if he was, like you said in that clip, you are no closer to getting to a Super Bowl than you were when you drafted him. Mm-hmm. So, as great as he is, he's not helping you win. You're not going to win with him. Trade him and start building your team. That's how he can help you win. Get the 3 first-round picks, even if they're low first-round picks. Get the 3 first-round picks and start rebuilding your team.
Okay, Ali, you may think he's the greatest defensive player ever, but we said greatest defensive lineman to ever play. So,
yeah,
but Myles has about, I think it's like 112, 113 sacks through 125 games.
Yeah,
and you're no closer to winning, with his 112th sack than you were with his first one. You had a chance. You drafted Baker number 1 overall. He won Rookie of the Year. He got you to the playoffs. He won a game, but he had 2 bad seasons in those first 4 years, and you gave up. You let him go, and now he's over there, in the midst of his own MVP campaign in Tampa Bay. Yeah. And that's why also I would caution Panthers fans. You can always be upset when players don't play well. Obviously, Bryce hasn't played well for recently. But you got 2 guys right now who are near the top of the league. 3 guys, actually, who are near the top of the league in Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, and Daniel Jones, who should be cautioning you not to give up on quarterbacks too early.
I mentioned Noah earlier. Noah just sent in a Cash App. Says, gonna ask Santa for a new O-line for Lamar. Appreciate you, Noah, and you get one of these. Appreciate you. Salute. All right. So we were talking about Myles Garrett. We were talking about the Browns. That's who we play next week. All right. Early predictions. Shocker. I got the Ravens beating the Browns. But even with the Browns, we can, as fans, we can go look ahead and say, oh, they got the next 3 or 4 or 5 whatever games. Mm-hmm. But the Ravens have to lock in every week and say, hey, we can't overlook anybody. These last 2 games, I feel like that's what they're doing. You look at their demeanor, the players look a lot more serious. Even John Harbaugh, I'm gonna give John Harbaugh credit in this game. He looked more locked in. He didn't look completely lost out there. In fact, there was a moment. There were 2 moments that I said, good job, good situational awareness, because I always say he has terrible situational awareness. Not in this game. This game, there was one where it was about to be a false start. It was 3rd and short. We're in the red zone, and not a false start. It's about to be a delay of game. Sorry, delay of game. And the clock was running down. He noticed that, ran over and called a timeout. Great job, right? We saved us 5 yards. Okay, and then later on in the game, it was a 3rd down or maybe even a 4th down, and Nate Wiggins didn't know the play, right? And he ran over and called a timeout before he snapped the ball. right? Good job. Make sure everybody's on the same page. That's the type of situational coaching that you need to do. That he just hasn't been doing, but even he locked in for this game. So I'm giving him his kudos for that. What you laughing at, B?
The idea that we're congratulating a coach for calling a timeout.
Yes. It's the little details, right? It's those
It,
little things.
it's the little details for second year guys like Dave Canales. For first year guys, it's the little details that you got to learn and get down. Not for 18-year guys.
I'm not
Or
saying
however
we
long
keep
it's been with
Harbaugh
them.
now. I'm just giving because we don't think as highly of him anymore. I am giving him credit for something that I think he did good today. Right? I don't
No,
have.
I understand. Like, do you want to give him credit for tying his shoes as well? I think they
Yes.
were laced up pretty well.
He didn't trip over himself.
I
Yes.
didn't see him bending down to tie him up again.
Sometimes you get points for spelling your name correctly on the test, B. That's just what it is.
I guess you do. I guess you do. You know what? He had him to the stadium on time. They were all in uniform.
Hey, listen. You're great on the curb. You saw what the other team did. Like you saw how they weren't prepared at home.
They weren't prepared, I think, because they're all very nervous about having JJ McCarthy under center. They all act like they love him, but they do.
That was, I mean, you want to see angry? Go look at some Viking streams right now. They are angry, and I feel them on that.
Of course you would be, right? And people tried to put this on Carolina, right? Because like, oh, you had Baker and Sam, and you let them go. How do you feel? Well, I feel nothing because they sucked in Carolina.
Yep.
Like that's why they let them go. You had Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold had a fantastic year, and you said, "See you later, Sam." And you said, "We got JJ," and now you see JJ, and you're like, "Yo, is Carson available?"
But
shit, Carson's hurt.
But that listen, you guys weren't ready to compete yet. Right.
Even if they were, like they weren't good. They were straight up bad in Carolina. They were the same guys that you saw in New York and Cleveland, and that's why they got let go.
They had to go to places that had talent and good coaching.
Yeah,
and those are two good examples of what happens when not just the coaching part, but like when you put talent around somebody.
Well, that's why I mentioned Daniel Jones as well, right? Like. He's kind of the same guy he was, but
yes,
he's throwing it to Michael Pittman. He's throwing it to Alec Pierce. He's throwing it to Josh Downs and Tyler Warren, and he's handing the ball to Jonathan Taylor. It's a different situation. Like he had Saquon Barkley in New York.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. And we got a super chat. Salute.
Thank you very much, Travis. This is Todd Monken's game decisions needs to get better. He could have cost us this game. Sure. I would not argue with that, but
yeah,
I'll tell you what I don't like. And these plays worked, but I don't like you pitching it to Lamar Jackson and saying, "Hey, run it around the end."
Yeah, I don't like that either. Yeah, I don't like that. And like we said, Travis, we're not going to disagree with that. We're not as down on Todd Monken because, man, some of these plays, we truly don't know how good or bad they are because the O-line is so bad. He is not set up for success. Some of these plays, I feel like we hold our blocks, it could be something, right? And there's only so much you can do to mitigate the poor blocking. Like there's only so much you can call to hide that. Sometimes you just gotta call your plays. We're down there every time we get down there in the red zone, and we're doing the obvious: run the ball, get the ball up, get the ball up the middle to Derrick Henry. We're getting stuffed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that changes the whole dynamic of what we call next after that, because it's like, okay, we want to do run it again. Like they can't block, so we got to get a little creative over there. Like I feel his pain. I understand how he tries to do different things to move the ball forward at the goal line. The goal line offense is awful, and that's on the offensive line.
Yeah, you have a bad left guard. 7th rounder there who's just not good. You have a great center who's undersized, and that's going to hurt you in those situations. Yep. And then you got the gentle giant who says, "What if we talk to these guys and see if maybe they'll move out of the way?" Because the reality is you should be able to just line up behind or run behind Daniel Falalele with Pat Ricard leading Derrick Henry I mean, what is that? That's like 3, 4. That's 600 pounds of human.
Yeah.
I mean, more than that, right? But Falele leading with Pat Ricard ahead of Derrick Henry, you should be able to get a yard anytime you want. But
Yes.
Daniel don't want to fight, man. He's just non-confrontational.
Yeah. And they're letting these guys come right through that line. That is, I mean, I get so angry, man. They show very little resistance.
This is why we always talked about Marcus Peters being an important guy for the defense, and why I understood even after he was clearly not the same player why fans wanted him back, because he brought the attitude.
Yes.
That Baltimore is missing on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
They need somebody like that on offense now.
Yeah, you need, especially on that O-line, you need somebody with a mean streak.
Yeah.
That wants to hit people, that's going to take the other D lineman out of their game a little bit because he's talking trash. He's doing those things that just gets under their skin, you know. Pancake Falele. That's what needs to be a focus. That's why every year I'm like, we need to take a guard. I don't care if it's first round. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't care about positional value. Listen, what we need to start thinking about what the value is of a guard, or stop looking at the way we look at it, right? Because guards usually go in the second or third round. We say, hey, you don't need to reach for one in the first round. Well, if you can't get a good guard in the second and third rounds, you can't trade for one because none are available for a trade during the season. You can't sign one because they either cost too much or they're just not out there on the market. What is the value of a good guard?
And I'll go even another direction for you. Let's just say positional value and the pick value charts and everything are 100% correct. Let's say that the way Draft Twitter and EDC and his crew rank players is 100% correct. And it was the right pick to take Malachi Starks because he was the best player available then. And Mike Green was the best player available in the second round and all that. Following that approach for the last 8 years has netted 0 Super Bowls. So maybe switch it up. Maybe use a different approach. You don't have to say that approach is wrong. Just say we got to do it differently because that approach is not working for us. You know?
I mean, look, it's there are no Ray Lewis's or Ed Reeds or Terrell Suggs on this team or Haloti Nadas. None. There is nobody on this team that is on that level.
Ain't no Marshall Yondas on this team either.
No Marshall Yondas. But I'm saying like the onus. I see Donovan's super chat. Give me a second. But like they keep trying to make this defense something that it's not going to be. We don't rely on them to make those plays. So stop reaching for these guys. And shout out to Malachi Starks for that interception that he got today. And shout out to Mike Green. He had a good play. He hit Aaron Jones in the backfield. Like those type of plays. I want to see more from those guys. Mm-hmm. Got a super chat from Donovan Carter. Appreciate you, Donovan. Says
even all that turf is catching up to him. Dude can't even bend down to tie his shoelaces, let alone use his own 2 legs. Y'all are real disrespectful about your own play.
I want to point this out too. You know, we say this every year. Like I encourage you, if you're new here, first of all, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. If you're enjoying this content, but wait until the off season because we do this every year. Wait until the off season and we say, hey, we need to address the O-line. They, don't go after this person in free agency. They need to look at guard. Hey, they need, it's somebody that might be available for trade. Make that trade. Hey, we need to draft the O-lineman. This is the time to do it, right? We do the draft show with Coach and Chris and Mike. The whole Deep Cover podcast crew is there, and we make a pick. And me and B are one sitting there saying we don't like that pick. Right, you should have gone O-line, and people in the chat don't like when we say it because we're ruining the fun moment, right? We're ruining the good vibes because we want to be hyped about the pick that you get, right? You want to be hyped, and we say, hey, yeah, he looks like a good player. That was the wrong pick. You should have gotten an O-lineman, and we're being too negative. And then we remind you, hey, remember all last year and you complain about the O-line? Well, the O-line hasn't gotten any better. What's going to happen is we go into the season with the same bad O-line, and then you guys are going to get upset again, right? And that's where we're at now. We don't look. I mean, the names you could call on Daniel Falele. Good Lord. Good Lord. Right? You go from you guys are too negative to get this fat guy out of here. All right. You're so disgusted with this O-line, but they told you last year. EDC told you last year that these guys ain't it. He just hoped that they'd be better this year. All right. So in the draft, what do we need to get? O-line.
Renzo says, "What's the Facebook group?" It is just Lunch Break Hot Take.
Yeah. If you I think LBHTShow, or search Lunch Break Hot Take, you should be able to find it. Everything. If you Google Lunch Break Hot Take, everything will come up. LBHTShow that's our tag everywhere. All of the social media, we're on everything: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Blue Sky. Where anything that has social media, if we're on there, even Threads, I activated Threads. It's at LBHTShow or some variation of LBHTShow.
But if you just search Lunch Break Hot Take, that'll come up. It shows we're live right now. We did have a little bit of, I guess we could call this breaking news regarding the Panthers. This is from, excuse me, fellow streamer Pat Coltrane. Who's got a great channel. Go ahead and head over there and subscribe. I believe that's the name of the channel there.
Yep.
But he just tweeted out, "Panthers ain't won a Super Bowl since I've been a fan. It's my fault." So mystery solved. If we can get Pat to retire like Meow Mix,
right.
Meow Mix shut it down. And then they went on a win streak. They tried to come back, and now you see what's happening. But Pat stepping forward like this takes a lot of courage, first off. Appreciate you for that, Pat. But also, it takes the courage to step forward, but it also takes courage to step down. And go ahead and do that and see if we can get these next 4. And then you can come back. It's fine. Like, nobody's expecting the Super Bowl this year. But we want to make sure we get over that 500 hump. Make sure we get to 9 wins. And then, come on back. But yeah.
That man's so funny, man. You need to check him out. Von Dior says, "Where's TD Tez?" Listen, Tez Walker is one of the players that B had predicted would be like one of the breakout players for this team, and it looked like he was going to be that player.
And then Harbaugh said, "Screw those guys, sit him down."
He absolutely should be out there playing. It makes no sense that he shows you 2 weeks in a row that he can be your deep threat, that he can stretch the field, and you're like, bench him.
And then he's got a connection with Lamar.
Like, yes, you have fast guys. Like, we've always brought in fast guys that just run down the field and can't do anything else, right? Mm-hmm. And the defense doesn't respect them. The defenses thought they could do that with Tez Walker, and then they got burnt twice, right? And now it's like, okay, he's established himself as a true deep threat. If you let him get behind you, you're not going to recover, and he's going to catch it for a touchdown. That changes the way defenses have to play you when he's on the field.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get him in the game.
Yeah.
Right? And it can't always be about special teams. Oh, well, special teams, he doesn't play special. Listen, man, special teams ain't that special.
And it's disgusting. We got doghouse. Like, it's disgusting that happens, and the fans know it happens, and that they just get away with it. Not they. He gets away with it.
Yeah.
Because again, Devontae should be playing. I don't want to hear anything about Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman doesn't really do anything out there. Devontae should be playing. Keaton Mitchell should be playing. Play the players who make plays.
Yeah.
Is it that hard? Is it? It seems real hard in Baltimore. It doesn't seem as hard on the other 31 teams.
It's not hard until you tell him that he needs to do it. Then he's like, well,
I'm not doing that. That was your idea.
You can't tell me what to do. So now what?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, everybody typing doghouse. That's also heard that's why they traded Jair. He didn't play special teams. Jair said that they wanted to get the young guys out there. That's what they told him.
Yeah.
Jair just didn't work out, man. Hurt too much. I think they were hoping that he'd be a little bit more available. And he just wasn't. And yeah, it just didn't work out. I think he's gonna work out for the Eagles though. What's up, Slicer? Says, what's up, fellas? One of the best contenders on Ravens and Panthers teams. One of the best contenders? Content providers.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm glad you typed fast. I was lost for a second.
Yeah. I thought he's asking us who are the best players. I was like, well, not JC Horn after today. JC Horn I take everything back. I said he was going to be an all-pro. The way he started out, I was like, all-pro.
This is why, I gave him credit for playing well, but that's why I didn't. Yeah, when somebody asked me, "Oh, you still want to trade him?" Yeah, I still want to trade him for the right price. Absolutely, he's not a forever piece. He's not somebody he's not somebody you put in cement and say, "Hey, this guy's never leaving." He's a good corner. I'll tell you what, give me 2 or 3 picks and let's get 2 decent corners instead, and then we're better.
Yeah. Now
he was slap fighting with Chris Olave and then just fell down.
Can't have that. What's up, Big Reg? Big Reg says, according to Jair's interview, he said he felt fine, but Harbs had other people he wanted to play. I can see that too.
And then he said he was good to go, and the Eagles sat him down this week because of his name.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
you ain't a doctor, Jair.
Right. But I could also, I mean, in this case, your history supersedes you, man. You've been hurt. All right.
Yeah.
You've been hurt. But I can also see Harbaugh just, I think there's definitely a disconnect between Harbaugh and EDC. EDC brings in guys. Harbaugh has no intentions of playing.
Yeah.
You see that a lot. And when that's the case, this is why I don't give EDC any grace, any excuse, right? If you're bringing in the guys and your coach isn't utilizing the guys, at some point you have to go to ownership and say, I can't work with this guy, him or me, right? We can part ways mutually part ways, and I'll go somewhere else and I'll get a job somewhere else, or you let this man go. It's been too long. We're trying to win Super Bowls here. We're not winning with him. Let him go. Let me fire him.
Chaos is saying Bateman is hurt. No, we're talking about Jair Alexander.
Jair Alexander, yeah.
He was traded. He did an interview in Philly.
But good question.
Yeah. I mean, look, Bateman. Yeah, he dropped that ball in the end zone. It was a difficult catch, but a catch he should have made. But he followed it up the very next play by getting him right to the goal line.
Yeah, no, but he's disappeared all season.
Oh no, I know, but I'm just saying for that 2-play stretch, he's good. He's fine.
Tracy says maybe since Rashad Bateman has a high ankle sprain, now they will. What? Oh, maybe he is hurt. Okay, maybe he is hurt.
Dang.
Maybe they'll let Tez Walker play. Maybe, who knows, with this team.
Oh no.
Be so mean.
I hope he's all right. No, I don't want any players to get hurt.
No,
I hope he's fine. But
listen, not only do I not want them to get hurt, I'm still mad that he took that cheap deal. I want every player to make as much money as possible, and I felt like Rashad Bateman could have made more money hitting free agency. All right, whether we kept him or not, I just want it.
Yeah, but that's a man that knows his worth, right? Yeah. It's just he knows it's not very much.
And shout out to Runzel. Look, he's showing love over on Facebook too. Runzel, man, you the MVP of this stream, man. You the MVP of this stream. I appreciate you.
What you mean that's not nice? I said I hope he's fine. I don't want him to be hurt. I said I hope he's okay. Goodness.
Slicer said Lamar looked disinterested to me. I don't think he looked disinterested. I think what you see from Lamar is him trying not to show his frustration with the O-line. Right? I think that's what you're seeing. I think you see he can't contain himself. I think he's showing that, hey, I don't want to scream at Daniel Falele every play. Right.
Yeah.
So let me just Woosah.
Woosah.
Yeah. Yeah. He said in the interview after the game that he has a high ankle sprain, but will be back soon.
I don't believe you. Again, you're not a doctor. You haven't had that X-ray or anything. Like, what do you mean you'll be back soon, but you got a high ankle sprain? Stop talking, Rashad.
Yeah, I mean,
Getting
relatively
people's
speaking, he'll be
hopes
back
up.
soon.
I
Tez
mean,
Walker should absolutely be activated.
not hopes up, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. He said that makes no sense, Jose, because he's pissed. Listen,
makes
this
sense.
only I think, I mean, I don't know these players personally, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody reacts well to being yelled at. Okay. So screaming at somebody doesn't mean you're gonna light a fire under them.
Yeah.
And maybe they tried that already and they didn't get a reaction, so you're trying something else, you know.
But you know what though? It's a couple examples of this. Like, you remember Charlie Murphy in the skit that he would do? He was talking about how, people would challenge each other's to duels, and then you come up and you slap them in the face with the glove. He's like, somebody had to go after that, right? And same thing with Sean McVay. He tried that with Jared Goff. Jared did not react. He did not respond, and he traded him. You can't try to light a fire on him and scream at him and bully him, and it doesn't work. And then you're just like, okay, it's fine.
I agree, but then they didn't trade him, so now he's just like, well,
I know.
I'm not gonna say nothing. Like, it's I'm not gonna waste my breath.
You got to go.
Wazell wants to know when you're making your comedy debut. No.
No. But no, I was saying, if they have tried that and it didn't work, you have to get rid of him.
Yes. How long are you going to? I mean, first of all, he's always a project. That's the other thing too. We get guys that are projects, and then not only do you not want to give up on them, you're letting them get starter reps. It's okay if he's still on the team. Faalele would have been much better off if he wasn't a starter.
Yeah. Because remember how highly everybody spoke of him when he filled in left tackle a little bit, and he wasn't great, but he was okay. He was better than you expected. He'd be like, oh man, Faalele was pretty good there. Now imagine if that's all you had, you'd still have really high thoughts about Faalele.
And maybe at some point he could go in there and give you start like Bradley Bozeman. Bozeman wasn't a starter when he first got drafted. Yeah, right. He had to work his way up to that.
Starter when he left either, was he?
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't. Slice, thank you very much for the sticker. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
He spent 1 year in Carolina for dirt cheap, and then he was gone. And just another like this is kind of another PSA. I'm sorry, but like I did with Myles Garrett. This one goes out to Dan Morgan. Stop picking up the Ravens leftovers. They don't draft as well as you all think they do, and when they don't pay somebody, it's because they're not good.
Well, I think he learned his lesson. That's why he went and got Lewis and what's his name?
Robert Hunt.
Robert Hunt.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, it's sticking with these projects for way too long, right? And hoping that they turn the corner. And like this Ravens organization has done a good job of pushing out this propaganda and making the fan base largely buy into it. So all these failures that the Ravens have had, it doesn't matter if one player turns it around, right? Yeah. You get one guy that was a 4th round pick and he turns out to be a good player. It's like, see, EDC did it again. But what about the other 12 that failed?
It doesn't matter.
Right.
Because you know why? Because you were expecting to go 0 for 13, but you went 1 for 13. So now you did a good job.
Because you know what's going to happen? Because you know what's going to happen? It's starting to happen already. Alohi Gilman is playing well. Alohi Gilman is going to have a game where he makes a key stop or a key interception. And they're going to be like, EDC did it again.
And all he had to do was trade the pass rush.
Yep.
That's all it cost. That's all it cost was the pass rush.
That's all it took.
And this guy made one play in 18 weeks. And all it cost us was our pass rush.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Even though we spent 2 first-round picks on players that should have been taken care of, that we shouldn't have had to trade for Ola Gilman, but did it again. Or Draymond Jones could get a big sack or a strip sack or something like that. And like, he did it again. Even though we spent several first and second round picks on pass rush,
mm-hmm.
you know, and we had to trade
How
for.
How is Adisa Isaac doing?
I don't know. I haven't seen him.
I was wondering, is he still on the roster?
Chad, can you help us out? Because I really don't know. Is Adisa Isaac? Is he healthy? Is he getting snaps? What is going on with Adisa Isaac?
Like, is he the equipment manager at this point? Like, what are we doing?
Me and Hendo saw him in practice in the offseason, and I thought, all right, man, he might get some snaps here. He might get some reps.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen this man. Does anybody know what happened to Adisa Isaac? He's on IR. Okay, there you go. See?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, okay, he's on IR. That doesn't mean he's hurt.
That's true. This is true.
Not at all does that mean he's hurt.
Runzel with another super chat.
Thank you very much, Runzel. Appreciate you.
I would like to add this time too.
Same question, David Ajabo.
Yeah.
Like, I know where he is physically.
Yeah.
But mentally, spiritually, is he there? I don't think so.
I would like to point out, look, we appreciate all donations here. If you want to make the bigger donations, $ LBHTShow, hit up our super chat or the pin link that you see in the chat box. Okay. YouTube likes to take 30% of the donations here. You know, we're trying to get Daniel Falele the best coaching available to make him elite. Okay. Absolutely. This is going towards the Make Falele Elite Foundation.
And we can't even get the best coach until we sit down with Daniel and determine what his best profession would be. Then we can get him the best coaching for that profession to get him right to the top, rocket ship to the top, whether that's sales, whether that's construction, like whatever it is. We gonna get him right. We gonna get him right. And by extension, we're gonna get the Ravens right. Okay.
That's what I should. That's gonna be the next one. Make Falele Elite ... in something else.
100%, man. 100%. We're gonna make everybody listen. Everybody has something that they're great at, and a lot of people don't discover it. A lot of people don't get to practice that. And I think that he was real big. He got pushed into football, and he's made a great life for himself playing football. But he's not great at it. And I know in his heart he doesn't love it. He doesn't love football. So we got to find his passion and find what he's best at.
I feel like a little bit that's what's going on. Like, football ain't really his thing. He
I believe that 100%. He's got the physical stature to play it, and he got pushed into playing it.
Who's like, we had a guy like that, O lineman like that turned out that quit and became a mathematician. What was his name? You remember what I'm talking about? Huh?
You talking about the center?
He was an interior lineman. I'm blanking on his name, but he was like really smart dude. He
I know who you're talking about. I forget his name. Oh God, I'm sure somebody in the chat has his name. But yeah, brilliant guy. Brilliant. Yeah, same thing with Myron Roll, the safety from Florida State.
John Urschel. Thank you, Ferris. John Urschel. Hey, Ravens, do me a favor. Stop drafting those guys. Right.
It's like if you remember Sean Bradley, the center for the Dallas Mavericks.
Yep.
He didn't want to play basketball. He was tall. He was like 7'6".
You're 7 foot. What are you gonna do? You have to play.
Yeah. What office you gonna sit in? Like, he was 7'6". Bill Lane Beer has said publicly multiple times that he didn't love basketball. He was just good at it. You know, it's a career to some people, not their life passion.
Listen, basketball is one of those sports. If you are tall enough, you are guaranteed a spot. Okay, you may not last long, but you will get a spot. And if you get a spot in the NBA, those are guaranteed checks. You take that.
Yeah. And I just want to put out another little PSA if I could. I don't watch a lot of college basketball because college basketball sucks. But there's a kid in Florida who is the tallest player to ever play in college basketball. I think he's 7'9". Do not expect anything from this kid. This kid sucks. And I say that because he was on the bench at 7'9". at Florida
Mm.
in college. If you are 7'9", and
But he'll be in the NBA.
and you're playing collegiate athletes, you don't start, you're not good.
Right.
That's all there is to it.
But you'll see him in the NBA. Somebody will give him a shot.
Yes, probably the Lakers.
All right. We've been going for over an hour.
We
Man, appreciate y'all. 90 people in here. Hit that like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Okay. We got goals to reach over here. Appreciate everybody that donated. Appreciate all the super chats. Thank you very much. This will make sure Daniel Falele gets the best coaching, career coaching, and all the
life
counseling,
coaching,
all that stuff.
Whatever.
Life coaching. Yes. There will be a morning show. Maybe tomorrow. I got to talk to Hendo. We are experimenting with a morning show. It's just a 15-minute show.
Let's step back on this conversation. I will not be up at 6:45 a.m. streaming.
Well, it's gonna be 6:30. I need to be at the house at 6:45.
Even earlier.
Okay. I can't turn your notification bells on. Okay, I can't guarantee you which days they're going to be. It's strictly up to Hendo's schedule. Sometimes you might see me by myself. They're going to be real quick. The goal of it is to talk, some quick Ravens, a little bit of Panthers, maybe when B comes on there, and just give you the sports headlines of the day, just a quick sports topic or something like that, just to get your day going. All right. This is experimental, and we'll see what the reception is like. Last week were pop-ups, and people will like them. And if things go well, this might be an ongoing thing. So if you're up early in the morning, yes, Ferris, that's 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. Pacific time.
Don't put that in the chat like you're not awake.
Listen, Ferris, listen. There's a replay button for a reason. Okay, like you're not missing anything. When you wake up, you can watch it.
And right? I did not expect to be doing this many PSAs, but just one more. Once again, I will not be streaming at 6:30 a.m. Eastern time. Jose is free to talk Panthers if he so chooses. I will not be there. Please do not log into these streams expecting to see me.
But this is our main show every Wednesday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you, Danity. That is the LBHT show where we talk Ravens and Panthers. Including Fat Lele.
You know what? Danity doesn't speak for us. All right. We respect Daniel and his efforts.
Also, if you want to support the show more, okay, on a monthly basis for as little as $5 a month, patreon.com/LBHTshow is where you can find us. We do an overtime show. If you enjoy this, we do an overtime show where we talk all things. It's not just sports. Last week was a very interesting one. Yes. You have to check it out.
All we're going to say about that is you don't have to subscribe to the Patreon, but go and purchase that particular show. That particular show was well worth it.
Yes. Patreon.com/LBHTshow. It's over there. Right over there in that corner. Yeah. All right. That's where you can find us. And everywhere on social media at LBHT Show. Also, LBHTshow.com. We got a website. Go sign up for the newsletter. I haven't put one out in a while. It's coming, man. It's coming. All right. Your boy's tired like Josh Allen. Okay. What can I say? If Josh Allen could be tired, I could be tired. All right. A couple more comments and we are out of here because
Chaos says, does B have his own YouTube show? No, I never will. It's right here. Wednesday evenings, 7:45 p.m. Eastern. And that is it.
Yes. How did y'all feel about Ravens offense? We did enough to get a good win, but it didn't look that great to me. Ricard was getting mowed down too. Yeah, I mean, he's a fullback. We expected him to come in here and save the offensive line, but you shouldn't be expecting the fullback to do. But he's fine. The offense, is not great, and the O-line is god awful, and they're going to look like that all year. All we can do is hope that we can come up with enough plays to put up enough points on the board and force enough turnovers. We got to take it one game at a time. I'm fine with this win.
Yeah, we got to cash. Cash App from Runzel. Thank you so much, Runzel. He
Thank
says for say less. Sorry, I didn't know they taxing y'all. Thank you very much. But yeah, for people who
Thank
don't know, YouTube takes 30% of all super chats, the stickers, the whatever else they call them. Yeah, they reach deep in the pockets on those.
They do, but they don't tax our Patreon, patreon.com/LBHT show. They don't tax our Cash App,
That's
which
right.
is $ LBHT show.
So if
Agnes,
you
what's going
are
on?
a member of like YouTube TV, or if you would just like us to help us topple the oligarchy, Cash App, $LBHT show. Head over to patreon.com/LBHT show. Don't give your money to YouTube. Okay.
And sign up for our newsletter, okay? Because we're building our own platform on our website, which you can also watch the videos on there too. I mean, it goes right back to YouTube, but go to the website, okay? All those things support us. You can actually see Brodny on the post credits reviewing movies and TV shows. So go to the post
Definitely,
credits, subscribe. Yes,
definitely head over there and subscribe. That is, yeah, like you said, the post credits, talking movies, talking TV shows, setting Ferris straight because Ferris has some terrible opinions. I watched Fantastic Four this past week. Ferris encouraged me. He assured me that it was a great movie and that I would very much enjoy it. Needless to say, that did not happen.
the new one.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it yet.
it's on Disney Plus now.
Did you watch Superman?
Yeah, I watched Superman. Superman was
Did
very
you?
good.
Yeah. See, I see. I enjoy Superman. I haven't watched Fantastic Four yet. I'm not going to judge. Superman.
Superman was very good.
I really enjoyed that one. Yeah.
Fantastic Four could have been good, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
All right. We're going to end it. See, okay. Patreon.com/LBHT show. This is where we talk about things like this on the overtime show. Okay. Every Wednesday after the main show. So, man, sign up, man. You guys are missing out on a lot. All right. Go check it out. All right. B, are you ready?
I am ready.
Are you ready? Because last time you weren't ready.
You know, again, classic behind the scenes stuff. I am ready, and we're gonna go out.
Okay? All right, y'all have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Peace.